quote, no sense. Let's get right to it with Ryan Anderson, a fellow in religion and free society at the Heritage Foundation, Dan Savage, syndicated columnist and host of the Savage Love podcast, and MSNBC political analyst and former chairman of the Republican Party, Michael Steele. Hello, everybody. Hey. Ryan.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for being here. Ryan, I want to go right to you. What do you make of this fallout for a law that clearly in many contexts could be used to put corporations or employers' religious views above those of regular American citizens?
Well, I think this law actually treats all American citizens equally. It says that people of all faiths have the right to live out their faith in public life, and that if government's going to substantially burden the exercise of their religion, the government needs to show that it's doing so for a compelling government reason in the least restrictive means possible. That's the standard that was in the Federal Religious Freedom Restoration Act, which has governed federal law for over 20 years. It passed unanimously in the House, 97 votes in the Senate. Its sponsors were Chuck Schumer, Ted Kennedy, and Bill Clinton.
Well, I'm asking you more about substance than whether there are multiple people from multiple parties who've been
well, I'm saying the substance was good substance. The substance is good substance, and that's why we saw a unanimous vote in the House and 97 senators, and Bill Clinton signed it into law.
Let me put. I want to bring our
states that have
bring our panelists in, but let me put the question to you that was put to Governor Pence that he couldn't answer. Let's play that from Sunday.
If we were to prevent
can now refuse to serve a gay couple without fear of punishment.
Well, let me explain to you.
Is that legal now in Indiana?
George, this is where this debate has gone.
It's just a question, sir. Yes or no?
Well, there's been shameless rhetoric.
Is that true or not?
George, look, the issue here is...
Do you think it should be legal in the state of Indiana to discriminate against gays or lesbians?
George...
It's a yes or no question.
Come on.
You could see some of the pain there. My question for you, Ryan, before I bring in the rest of the panel is, do you see this law as allowing people who, for religious reasons, don't want to serve gays to have that protection?
Well, of course not. No one's interested in just refusing to serve gays or lesbians. The only religious liberty concerns center around marriages and wedding ceremonies. And what this law would do is it doesn't say who would win such a claim. It just says that a citizen could bring a claim to a court and say that a law that would force them to help celebrate a same-sex wedding, whether it's as a florist or a baker or a photographer, that they can get that reviewed by the court. And then the government would have to show that it has a compelling government interest, that it's pursuing in the least restrictive way possible, enforcing, for example, a 70-year-old grandmother into providing flowers for a same-sex wedding.
Dan Savage, what do you think?
I think Ryan is mistaken. The Religious Freedom Act that Chuck Schumer supported, that Bill Clinton signed into law, prevented the government from discriminating against people on the basis of their religious beliefs. Right. This law is so broadly worded that although the intent is to target gays, lesbians, bisexual, and transgender people for discrimination, which is why a similar law in Georgia was tabled when an amendment was attached banning discrimination, it's why this law was drafted. And it will legalize discrimination not just against LGBT people, but all against all, potentially. And this is really settled civil rights law, that if you open the doors of a private business, and you're open to the public, you have to be open to all of the public. Publicly financed roads that everyone pays for, bring customers to your business. The police department and the fire departments that all the public pay for, protect your business, make it possible for you to keep your business open. And then you're not allowed to decide at the front door that you can discriminate against large, broad swaths, groups of the public, you know, black bigots, you know, racist bigots during Jim Crow and segregation made the exact same arguments that you're hearing people make now. That's my private business. I should be able to decide who I serve and who I don't serve. There's an infamous interview on the radio of a restaurant owner using the same rhetoric that segregationists used during the civil rights movement. These are the kinds of people, these kinds of bigots that these laws have empowered.
That's really unfair.
Let me go to Michael and then Ryan. I'm going to get your response. Michael first.
Well, this is one of these moments where you sit there and you just go, why? I mean, Dan is absolutely right. A lot of this is settled law in many respects. Even with respect to the Religious Freedom Act, the idea was related to government. Now, I think Governor Pence is even acknowledging this law is so broad that it has clearly been misinterpreted from its intent. And the question is, what is its intent? If the intent is to mirror what the federal law is, then fine, then draft the law that way. And then you make it very clear by adding to your state constitution or otherwise language that protects every citizen in that state from discrimination. When you can't answer that question fundamentally, that's when you get on this slippery slope and have a real problem with the broader public.
Connecticut has an anti...
Sure. I mean, that's exactly what this law does. This law protects every citizen in the state of Indiana from government discrimination. It says that the government cannot coerce anyone's free exercise of religion unless the government proves that it's doing so for a compelling government reason in the least restrictive way possible. It is the same exact legal standard as the federal government.
From discrimination
it's the same legal standard as 31 other states.
No,
it's interesting that Dan says that it's discrimination. It strikes me that all of the businesses that are currently boycotting Indiana are saying that they want to run their businesses in accordance with their values, and so they're free to boycott Indiana. Right. Why is it the 70-year-old grandmother can't be free to run her business in accordance with her value? Or, for that matter, a Catholic Charities Adoption Agency.
Ryan,
or an evangelical business.
All right, everyone, I know strong views.
People.
Ryan, I'm going to ask you a question, then Dan, I'm going to get your rebuttal. Ryan, what do you think about folks who look at this and say, okay, yes, as you say, it changes the standard to compelling government interest, but what's going to happen when Indiana runs into, say, someone running a business who says their business reflects extreme Muslim values and women can't enter or work there unless they're in a hijab? Do you think that's a good idea?
I think in a free society, if a Muslim citizen wants to run a business in accordance with their Islamic values, that as Americans we let Muslims be Muslims, unless it will violate someone else's rights.
That's what I'm asking
you.
Then,
running a business,
as a legal and state law matter, can they say that women have to dress in a certain way to patron the business?
I'm going to say that will have to be solved by the courts. The courts will have to settle whether or not there's a compelling state interest that's being pursued in the least restrictive means possible. I'm saying this is a good test. And so the Muslim citizen would have his day in court to say that this is what his religion requires, and then we would have to see from the government why they think that they have to coerce his religion.
All right, Dan,
I'm in favor of living and let living.
And the law says if the Muslim who is attempting to discriminate against women can point to a sincerely held religious belief, which is a squishy, ambiguous standard, that he wins. So really what this law does, this is bizarre. Let me finish. Let me finish. There's this bizarre world definition of discrimination that Ryan is intending to inject into the discourse here, where the government is discriminating against you if it orders you not to discriminate against your fellow citizens. It is settled anti-discrimination law that if you open a business and you open the doors to the public, you must serve all of the public. Ryan and the Heritage Foundation want us to take us back 50 years to a time when people said, you can't
Gentlemen, I'm going to bring the chairman back in. Moderators have to moderate. Chairman Steele, come join me in this conversation as well. What I want to ask you for the Republican Party is, you could see the pain on Governor Pence's face in that interview. Now, I don't know if that was self-interested political pain because he could feel himself withering under fair questioning from George Stephanopoulos, or whether he may be rethinking this whole thing as a bad idea. Where does this go for the Republican Party, Mr. Chairman?
I think you saw the governor go through a combination of both of those emotions. And I think that he wants to get out from under this as quickly as possible, largely because I don't think the governor anticipated the backlash from the corporate community. This is the first time the corporate community has really sent a very clear and confusing signal that this is where they want to go and this is their concern about this type of law. So I think that took them aback. And I think what you've heard is almost deafening silence from a lot of potential presidential candidates as well as other Republican leaders on this issue, because A, they don't want to embarrass the governor, but B, they don't want to have to answer this question. And I think, quite honestly, as a country, we should answer this question, because I think there are good examples on either side that we have to wrestle with, quite honestly, Ari.
The reason they don't want to answer the question, and Pence didn't want to answer the question, is because the answer is yes. that the intent of the law is to legalize discrimination against gays, lesbians, bisexual, and transgender people. And it's now a problem to answer that question honestly and directly, which is why we're treated to obfuscation like we're getting from Ryan and from Mike Pence.
Well, I will say,
let me
Dan,
try to clarify.
we're out of time. Dan Savage, Michael Steele, and Ryan, I appreciate you all coming on. And Ryan, I will say, we reached out to some folks in Indiana who didn't want to come on. We're out of time. I appreciate you making the time and sharing your views with us. Hope we can do it all again.